Hi everyone, most of you probably saw the episode where I cast this orange inside of resin. Well, on today's episode we're going to try it again, but this time we're going to use a whole apple. So the plan for this one is going to be very similar to the orange. I'm going to take a bite out of the side of this apple before we cast it in resin. And then later on in this video, you're going to see the results 6 months later. And hopefully we got something to grow. Now before I start taking any bites, the first thing I need to do is pour myself a little base layer. That way I've got something for this to sit on. Now I'm going to go pop this in the pressure pot to cure overnight. So now that my base layer is set, I can prep the apple and glue it down. Now I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the orange and use 5-minute epoxy. Except this time I'm going to use a little bit more. That way we don't have the same dramas. Well, prepping this should be pretty easy. That was a real tasty apple. The green Granny Smith apples are my favourite. What's yours? I think it might just be best if I fill this hole completely. Now that the apple's glued in place, we can start mixing the epoxy. For those of you who watched the orange episode, you'll know what I'll be using this leftover for. So I guess all we have to do now is pop this in the pressure pot to cure and watch it on pot cam. I really hope this apple's still stuck down. So after pulling it out of the pressure pot, it looks like we've got a fracture and some of the juices have escaped. Now instead of making this again, I think what I might do is put this in the vacuum chamber, put some resin on top. Hopefully we can draw the air out of the fractures and replace it with resin. Well, it looks like the vac chamber worked. All the air's been drawn out and replaced with resin. So now we have an airtight seal. So all we have to do now is pop it out of this container and have a closer look. So now that we've had a closer look, all that's left to do is wait 6 months and see if it changes. But you guys don't have to wait, you'll see it in about 10 seconds. Now I have a really good feeling about this, because I reckon it's already changed in the last couple of days, and I have checked the fractures and they're definitely airtight, so we're not going to get any contamination from the air. Now just like the orange, I've also had an apple sitting in my workshop for 6 months. Except this one looks worse. Look at that. This looks terrible. Hopefully the one that's been in resin looks a bit better. This one kind of looks like grandma with her teeth out. Well, after seeing how bad that one looks, it's now time to check out the one that's been in resin. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to see more things in resin just like this one, let me know by leaving a comment. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.